All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode here on the Lure Lab. And as always, I'm your host, the Captain, Andrew Full. And today it's episode 110. And we're going to be talking about a new custom jig head that just hit the market from Omega Custom Tackle called the Hookup Head. And the design elements might seem a little familiar to you if you fish for walleye, which is kind of cool. And we're going to talk about different baits that you can rig on it and how you're going to fish it and how it's going to help you put a lot more bass in the boat or in the kayak for you, or even from the bank, depending on what baits you rig on it. So we have Taylor Watkins joining us, and the owner of Omega Custom Tackle. So let's get him on here and chat about this new jig head design that he came out with to help all of you put some more fish in the boat. Taylor, what's up, man?
What's up, Andy? How are you?
Good. It's been a little bit since we've had you on, but it's good to see you.
Yeah, I've been hiding in the shadows for about, 6-8 months now.
Yeah, because you basically took the year off, right, from tournament fishing.
Yeah, I fished some local stuff, obviously just I couldn't just
keep the
not
line
fish. Yeah, that's right. But as far as like tournament scene, national wise, traveling around, all that, focused on Omega a lot, and working with Sniper Marine and focus on it a lot, and just business in general, and trying to get things rolling. It was a good year, man. I mean, we had a good year, and looking forward to spring coming up, and we're getting everything lined up and ready, and about to start show season here soon, and releasing baits, and so it's been good.
So are you gonna fish nationally again in 2025, or are you staying close to home?
I think I'm gonna stay close to home, man. Gosh, dude, there's so much just stuff going on, and I don't know. I mean, the business stuff is kind of fun. So, dude, it tears me up to watch. Like I was watching some MPFL today. They were Murray and stuff.
How'd they do? I didn't check in on it yet. They catch them pretty good.
The top guys did. It was kind of like a upper ended deal. It's like you're either on them or you're not.
Yeah.
But
Typical late fall, early winter pattern.
Yeah. A lot of scoping. But
sounds about right.
Yeah, my buddy Brock Billa is doing well, so I'm pulling for him.
Awesome. Hopefully he pulls it out.
Yeah,
so that'd be good. But anyways, like Omega Custom Tackle, it's a brand that's been around for a while. We had you on before. We talked about spinner baits, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
So, but you're releasing a new design bait jig head terminal tackle piece that is kind of interesting, because normally, like I said in the intro, it's like you see the style on the walleye side of things. So I'm interested first, what is the hookup head for those who don't know what it is? And then I want to know about the thought process that went behind it in designing this new terminal tackle jig head type piece of equipment that people need.
Yeah. So we can start by showing it off, So this is got new packaging and everything with Omega, but I'll open it up here and just kind of help with showing everybody so they get a good idea. But this is what you're going to get wherever you get the new hookup head. Comes in nice packaging. We went ahead and put the covers on all the hooks so that all your hooks stay nice and sharp whenever you're storing and all that stuff. That was a big deal for me. It's something small, but I like for my stuff to stay sharp. So you can store them away in any kind of fashion that you want. Everything's going to stay good and protected. But this is it. So it is a jig head minnow. There's a lot of jig head minnows out there. I know this one probably looks very familiar to a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that like it, and for good reason. But one thing that I noticed a lot whenever I was throwing it, not so much for largemouth. The largemouth tend to really eat
it
really well. But the smallmouth and spotted bass, man, they are very tricky and can get very, very finicky, especially when they get some pressure on them. And what happens is they'll come up and just grab the back of your bait, and then you set the hook, and it's like, golly, I know he had it, but you would miss him, or they would barely get it, and then you would end up losing them at the boat or something like that. So kind of after talking to some friends and stuff and some people that I know that are in the industry, actually one of them kind of, like I always had it in the back of my head, but he kind of expressed to me, was like, man, I'm putting a stinger hook on mine, and it really seems to work really, really well. And as I talked to more guys about it, there was a couple of guys out there that were doing really well with putting stinger hooks on their, jig heads.
So like after they threaded on the bait, right, they'd basically attach a stinger treble hook or another single hook on the top.
So they were, a lot of them were actually like tying a piece of braided line under here and then attaching it with a piece of braid, and which it took,
forever.
And then you didn't know if it was going to hold, hopefully it held, hopefully it didn't break, hopefully it didn't slide down. So there was a lot of challenges with it, but yeah, I just started researching on the internet, and I started looking for, I looked for, a leash or stinger hook type deal. And actually my buddy Brock Billa sent me a picture. We were talking about it. He sent me a picture of a leash type deal, kind of similar to this. And he was like, man, this is what you need right here. And so I was able to run with that, and actually got some heads and just kind of manufactured something out here in the garage. And I was like, I need to see if this is even going to work really for me, what I'm trying to do. And so I actually took a couple of heads and tied my own and used like a wire, and I didn't have a crimped design at first, but just a friend of mine had some, I don't even know what it is, some kind of, I think they use it in walleye fishing actually. It's like you wrap it and it's got this stuff on it, and you heat it up with a lighter, and it like
shrink tubing.
It was like, it wasn't shrink tubing,
Kind of.
but it had wire inside of it. And so we did it and went and fished with it one day, and man, I caught a couple and they were just hooked on the leash. That's it. The bait was hanging out of their mouth, and I was like, oh gosh, this is could really be something. So that's kind of how it was born and how it was started. And of course, this is final product after we got done, but there's a lot of different things that you can do with this bait, and I'm excited for some people to get it and start playing with it. I've been playing with some things, and we'll drop a few little hints of some different little things that I've been doing with it that I think will help people out. Not only just catching the fish that bite, but maybe enticing some more fish to get bites.
So. Juicy. So those who are tuned in, you might want to keep listening or watching. So that's exciting. But like you're going through the prototype stages and you designed it from the beginning, right? Like maybe what was your favorite catch or memory while you're designing this whole thing that you're like, yep, this is it, I need to take it to market?
Yeah, I really, one in particular was most definitely that very first one on the very first prototype when I went out on the water with it. I actually went to Del Hollow and
talk about an easy place to catch them.
Yeah. And I actually got on a school of smallmouth, and I caught one extremely deep, like probably, well, I say extremely deep. It might not be deep for some people. It's deep for me. I'm from Alabama and Tennessee, so we don't do that kind of stuff, but it was probably in 40 feet. And
that's deep.
Yeah, and hooked up on it. Yeah, I hooked up on it, and whenever it came beside the boat and it jumped, I mean, it literally had just this, and this thing's just swinging around, and I'm like, got it in the boat, took a bunch of pictures, and I sent it to Brock and a couple other people, and immediately got a message back, and Brock was like, send me 10 now. So it's like, okay, that it can
That's
work.
where it clicked.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And then definitely after, that was definitely that was just raw, something I had made in my garage. But after I went to our manufacturers and everything, and they sent a couple of prototypes, and they actually we came up with this, and they sent this. I actually went down to Chickamauga and Watts Bar a couple of times and caught, a handful. And I've got some pictures and stuff. I don't know if you can put them in or not, I could maybe send them to you, but we've posted them on social media, on my social media, I know, recently. So you can go check that out. But
Send
man,
one over. I'll see if I can get it up there.
yeah, but it just, I mean, barely has them hooked in the corner of the mouth. And that bite, wherever they bit, I knew whenever I set the hook, it was like, gosh, that was a light bite, but whenever you hook, you was like, is he going to be there? And you'd pull into it and you're like, well, I got him. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, it would just barely be skin hooked right inside the mouth. And this whole thing be hanging out of his mouth. It's like, I never would have caught that fish had it not been for that
Right.
stinger hook. But and the beauty of it is not only those that are barely short striking, but the ones that really eat it really, really good. And then you get them beside the boat and they thrash their head around and then come off, or something like
They're
that.
double hinged.
Yeah. I mean, this thing you just got that extra little bit there that just gives you that one more chance. I mean, that could be the fish that makes the difference in your tournament, your entire day, whatever it is. But you got that just little bit of extra insurance there that you can help land that fish.
Now, what made you ultimately decide on a round bend treble?
So I really couldn't decide on the treble, and at first we were attaching this treble straight to the wire in the crimp, and that was some of the first prototypes. And I really, man, I couldn't decide because everybody has their favorite. I mean, some
Right.
guys, some guys love an EWG hook, some guys love, the round bend, some guys want a bigger hook, some guys want a smaller hook. And so that's when I went back to him and was like, hey, can we put a split ring on there? And so that's where we came up with putting the split ring on there. And, so now you can put whatever you want on it. It does come with this one. I think this one's a number 6 that's on here now. And, it's a good hook. It's a great hook. But if you do want to change it out, you can put whatever you want on it.
Oh, it's nice that it's customizable to the person's preference. So if they're running like a 6 or an 8-inch bait, right? Like you might want to go up in size and treble to give you a little bit more bite. That's cool.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And I got one kind of rigged up here. And you can kind of see how it lays in there. I mean, it lays in there really nice.
It does.
Yep. And so we'll get into some other stuff here, some little technical things here in a minute that I can show you that you can do with it. So
Absolutely. So I want to know, and I'm sure the listeners and viewers want to know too, right? Like what size options does the hookup head come in?
So all the same hook size. So it is a 3/0 hook. Head wise, we're right now we're starting with 3. We've got a 3/16, a quarter, and a 3/8. So that kind of seems to be I thought about doing an 1/8, but there are a lot of guys that like an 1/8, but 3/16 seems to do the shallower, 0 to 5, 6, 7, 8 foot pretty well. And then the quarter, if you want a little bit faster fall, and then obviously the 3/8 for those deeper guys that really want a pretty quick fall. And that just seemed to be the good baseline to get us started. We're obviously open to doing other sizes, but we
Blow
got
up your DMs at Omega
yeah,
if you want to see a size and get all your friends in on it. So
yeah, that's right.
that's the only way you're going to get them at this point. But I'm going to give you a little nugget here. I throw 3/32 a ton on
Okay,
Erie.
yeah,
Even in like 40 foot of water, what I found is when I go to the really light head, I can almost hover it better, like
yep,
just above them. And by hovering it and really slowing it down, some of those negative fish will actually turn, but you lose a lot. So that's why I like this head style. You lose a lot because they'll just come up and nip it and just spin away. And you're just like, ah.
yep. Yep, you work so hard for that bite, it's like,
Yeah.
golly, man. So yeah, maybe we'll have to get you some, get you trying them, see what you think there.
Yeah, I got a couple months before I probably get out bass fishing again. But we got as we're recording this today, I've gotten 30 inches of snow with another foot on the way between now and midnight. So Yeah, we have snow falling up to 6 inches an hour right now, just
Yeah,
to the north of me by a mile.
I'm not jealous of you at all right now. I am jealous of you in August, July, August, June, July, August, but I'm not jealous right
It's
now.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. It has
I can
its
come,
days when it
yeah,
sucks,
I can come visit then, but
but you know what I really like it is just after the ice gets off the lake. The fish haven't seen a bait in like 4 months, 3 months, and the water temp's 36 degrees, and you find a wad of them, and they all chase your bait. Like it's
yeah,
55-degree water, and you're just like, okay, this is fun.
yeah,
Stupid
I bet.
smallmouth. They're always on crack. But but yeah, I mean, we kind of touched a little bit, but I want to know like when should someone pick up like a hookup head over a standard jig head? Like if their confidence is a standard jig head, right, on the jig head minnow or a soft swim bait or what, however they want to rig it, like is this something that you think everyone should have on all the time? Like, does it impact the role of the bait at all? Or is it something that's more situational?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm gonna have it tied on all the time. Um, I think I started tying a loop knot, and I think that helps tremendously.
Oh man, that so much. A lot of
Yeah,
people sleep on that loop knot.
yeah, and I did for a while, but and I could definitely tell that this bait did put a little bit more drag in the water. It's not that much really though. I mean, it sits the way that it sits, and you can get it to sit down in this crease, and I'll talk a little bit about it, but it comes like this, but you know what I like to do is I like to take this, and one good thing about it is you can take this wire and really bend this wire down like this. It also gives you a little bit more length on it, but whenever you take this thing and put it in there good and tight, I mean, you can't even tell that
Right.
it's
Yeah.
even in there. I mean, you can see it whenever it's just like this a little bit, but it's in that crease. So as far as your rolling action goes, I mean, dude, it's not going to take anything away from that. Um, and I even thought, I've been playing some too with putting a piece of heat shrink on there, taking the hook off and putting a little piece of heat shrink. I mean, you can color these up some if you want, if you feel like
You
that silver's too much. But
you take the hook off and put a blade on too, and make it like a dynamic underspin.
yep. So we'll go ahead and get into it.
All right,
Uh,
sorry.
no, you're good. So one thing that I've really done really well with and done a lot is taking the VMC, I don't
Bladed
even
treble.
the bladed treble, and putting the bladed treble on there, and it's got that little bitty blade, and it sits about right in here, and it doesn't take anything at all to get that blade to just move a little bit, and it's not overpowering, it's not down there helicoptering or anything, but it's just a little flash. And when it is money is on those cloudy days where they can't see very well, and for whatever reason, if you're having a hard time getting it close to them, if they like, it just helps them find it.
Are you
And
a
they
gold blade guy or a silver blade guy on cloud
I
days?
don't know that they make any with a gold. Do
Oh,
they?
I don't think they do, but I mean, just in general.
Yeah. I just been using the silver on here. I know you're gold, right? You're
I
a big
like
gold blade.
I like gold, and
Yeah.
on cloudy days, I like gold.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they make one with a gold or not. It might be something, I don't know. You could maybe change it out. I don't know.
Or
But
something that Omega might make in the future. There we go.
yeah. Well, I really tried to work on that hook, but they were pretty serious that it was proprietary. They were not letting go of it. So
Fair enough.
I tried. I wanted it on here, but that's what I do a lot is change it out to that blade with that hook with the blade on it. So
Juicy.
it makes a big difference on those especially cloudy days. Now, as far as when to use it, uh, man, I'm going to use it most all the time. I really don't think that it takes away from the roll that much, and especially a lot of these guys are throwing bigger baits now. And so you can really tuck this thing up in there and hide it away. It's not going to take away from anything. And I mean, some guys are going to say that they won't bite it because it's got that on it. I think they might bite it because it does have it on it. I mean, it's something different.
All right. Yeah, I
It's just
agree.
something you're going to have to buy it and go out there and try it. That's all there is to it.
Oh, I love that. And bass fishermen are gearheads, most of them. So they're like, all right, now it's something new. Might as well try it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So is it just for pinging a minnow then?
No. So actually, I love it on a Kitech. I threw it on Kitech a lot. The only thing is if you really like getting your Kitech and like bumping it on the bottom, uh, you're going to be in trouble with that. It's not going to work very well. But
Keep it off the bottom, folks.
yeah, but I mean, as far as using it with your sonar, I've done really, really, really well with just putting a Kitech on and just slow rolling a Kitech instead of using the straight tail minnow.
It
Actually,
probably catches the ones that bite the tails off that Kitech a ton, right? Like now you're
yeah,
getting a few of those extra biters, short biters in the boat.
yeah. I actually have been doing quite a bit of crappie fishing with some of the guys that I work with, and they're big Kitech guys, for the crappie. And I just so happened to have one tied on one day, with our little head on here with a 3/16, and got around some finicky bass one day, and I threw jig head minnow at them several times, and they come up and look at it. I was like, I wonder if they'll bite this thing. Fired it out there, and it was just game over. It was like they just wanted that boot tail for some reason.
Yeah, when they want a minnow, they want a boot tail minnow, right?
Yeah.
So, oh man, that's awesome. So, I'm sure you've tied on a ton of different soft plastics onto it. And that's what the Rapala one that you have there, right? Like, so, like, what are some great baits that you found that pair up well with that jig head?
Really and truly, I mean, the freeloader is money. I mean, it lays perfect in there. The jerk shad works really, really well. The only time that I have really gotten into any problems whatsoever is whenever you get down in the really small, like 3-inch baits, the 2s and 3-inch baits. It's just kind of overpowering, right? I mean, you just got too much to work with there. But any of these 4.5, 4.75, the big Sakamadas, I mean, like, oh, we fish Chickamauga and stuff, throwing a big Sakamata, the 5, 6, 7, 8-inch Sakamatas. And dude, you can almost bury this thing in there and you can't even see it. So anything anything that's got a split belly on it, it matches up perfect. I mean, it's just money on anything with a split belly.
Now I'm like, which baits could I throw it with? It's the hardest part about doing this, right? Like the Lure Lab podcast in general is like sometimes I get lost in thought and I'm like, oh, that's going to work on that bait.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have so many soft plastic baits in my boat. I'm like, oh, I wonder if this will work good on like the Raid fish roller. Have you seen those?
I have not seen that one.
Yeah. I think it has I'm trying to remember if it has like a split in the belly or not. And I think it does. I've never had them like engulf that one. It seems like every time I get a smallmouth to eat it, it's short and I pull it out of their mouth. So I'm like, maybe this will be the way I catch a few more.
Yeah, and even if it does, I mean, anything that has a decent body to it, I mean, you can even cut a slit in it.
Yeah.
I mean, even like some of your boot tail swim baits and stuff like that. I mean, if it has a hollow belly boot tail swim bait, I mean, you can cut a slit in it and then tuck this dude up in there, and they're never gonna see it.
Right. So. Can I ask you this one? Like, what are some of your favorite jig head minnow bait colors? Because I see you have a black jig head, so to me that sounds like you'd throw a lot more natural colors.
Yeah, I have been playing with some darker colors lately. I went with black. Some guys don't like the black for some reason,
I
but
like dark ones. I like the Kitech color, the green pumpkin. I like black. Not a big shiny guy.
Yep. I feel like the shiny like the white and everything, I feel like they're seeing it so much that they're really shying off of it. They'll come look at it, but you can't get a bite out of them. Anything that's like more of a solid top color seems to be doing better for me. Even, I mean, this was a great color for me this year. But in the Sakamatas, definitely the darker colors with a lot of flake and stuff like that in them. The translucent colors just, I don't know, they seem like they're not working as good for me anymore. I don't know why.
No, my best color Sakamata shed is.
Which one?
I'm gonna make you guess.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Even for smallmouth, Pro Blue Watermelon.
Yep, with the green,
The blue body and the green.
yeah.
It's like the only color that I know if I keep talking about it, I'm gonna end up not being able to find them because it's
Get
the
them
only
anymore?
color. It's the only color that's ever in stock. Like everyone just kind of
Overlooks it.
by. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, it's so good. You hold it up to the light and it gets all translucent. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. If some of my buddies hear me say this, they're gonna kill me, but I've had some of my buddies that have been throwing like bluegill type colors,
Oh yeah.
and doing really well on them. So, but about the black head, I was back and forth on silver and black, and I called a couple of people, it's like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And uh, I don't know if I can say his name or not because I don't want him to get in trouble, talking to competitors and stuff. He's sponsored by some other people, but a friend of mine that lives close to here that I talked to a good bit, I showed it to him and asked him what his thoughts about it on it were. And he has won a lot of money this year and lives in Tennessee on a minnow. So probably a lot of people know who I'm talking about, but he actually, he was like, I make mine black. I turn all mine black anyways. So, that I was like, well, if he believes in it, let's just
Winner.
roll with black. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So,
like I like the matte colored ones. I think the shiny ones turn them away unless it's like slick, calm, and sunny. That's the only time I'll go to a shiny head.
yeah.
And if they won't bite anything else, I'm like, all right, let me try something real shiny and crazy.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
interesting. I like it. So before I turn you loose here, Taylor, is there anything else you think we should touch on it?
I just really think, actually, yeah, there is. I had some people online that got at me a little bit saying that this was going to be a fish killer, that it was going to kill all of the fish. And my point to them was obviously you never caught a fish on a jerkbait, or a crankbait for that matter. Yes, it might hook one around in a gill plate somewhere, but don't be an idiot wherever you go to unhook it. I mean, just be careful and get in there with a pair of pliers and just pop it out. You're not going to have any problems at all. Um, I just didn't understand that, which,
Just take your time, be diligent.
that's right. I mean, if you've ever caught a fish on a jerk bait that when they're really eating a jerk bait, I mean, you're going to have some that inhale it. And, that's what you want. That's, it's like, all right, I don't want them nipping at my jerk bait. Well, you don't want them nipping at this thing. But if they are nipping at it, you want a little extra in there, But if you do have some that are eating it really, really well, it's not going to hurt anything. I've caught hundreds of fish on this thing and haven't had one die yet. I mean, you just got to be careful and get in there with a pair of pliers and unhook them. I mean, it's not an oversized, it's not like you're sticking a, half-ounce flipping jig in their tongue, like it's not going to affect them at all. So just be careful when you're unhooking them. Be careful wherever you are tying this thing on, because get down around here swinging this thing around if you like to wet your bait, like
How many times you hook yourself in the lip?
Yeah, you're liable to get hooked up on yourself,
So keep the hook guards on until you're about to rig it into the soft plastic.
That's right.
Safety tip of the week.
That's right. So man, I don't know. I'm excited about this. This is the first launch for Omega in a long time. And I mean, I don't know. It's not anything just crazy innovative, but it is. I feel like there's a use out there. I feel like there was, you know, there's a lot of people out there that can use this and help them land a lot more fish. And you know, if you're in a smallmouth or spotted bass area, this is a must-have for
Yeah.
anybody trying to catch smallmouth or spotted bass. Like I said, the largemouth, they tend to eat it pretty well, but you know, I have definitely had it help me. I've definitely had some fish beside the boat that I've watched this main hook pop out and this one catch them or already be in there, you know, like while I'm fighting them beside the boat. And it's helped me win some money this year. You know, I mean, I only fished locally, but it definitely helped me, you know,
Hey,
put
$100 is $100, you know what I
that's
mean?
right. That's right. You know, but you know, get out there, try it out, uh, go play with it. You know, we're all tinkerers and stuff. I'm excited to see what some guys will do with this bait as far as, you know, something else that I was playing with a little bit was taking a full size piece of heat shrink and heat shrinking the whole thing and then putting a blade on it, kind of like a underspin, but being able to set the blade back, you know, a lot further than, you know, underspin that is typically right here. You know, the big thing is you just got to get over this little loop right here so this thing don't swing around and hook on your line or
Yeah, I
anything.
was even thinking like you could probably even like put the treble hook in and then tie like a dropper line off of that and put a blade on that dropper line, right?
Yeah. I mean, the
It's free
things are
swinging and
endless.
doing all kinds of things, but it's gonna be making all kinds of noise.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It is. I'm excited. You know, I mean, this was just something that I wanted to get to market, and you know, I would love to see what guys end up doing with it. And
yeah,
I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that are very successful throwing this head, and I think it's going to help a lot of people.
yeah. I'm excited. I can't wait to order some.
We might be able to get you one or two.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Important small business. That's what matters right now. So
Yeah,
you
it
know.
is my birthday today, so
It is. Oh
yeah.
yeah, happy
Yeah.
birthday! I forgot to say I texted you earlier and said happy
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. So, you know, for a birthday present, if everybody that watched went and bought one, that'd be great.
Yeah, that is good. So the Omega Custom Tackle Instagram link will be down below, so you can go over there, find his page, check out all the posts, and if you want to order some baits, go right ahead. So
Yeah, yeah. Check out all of our other stuff too. I mean, Omega's been around for a long time, and we've got a lot of, you know, great jigs and shaky heads and different types of stuff. So yeah, check all that stuff out too.
is it safe to say that Derek Remitz was the one who put Omega on the map?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah. The football jig, man, and we
Yeah.
still got the same football jig too. It's a staple. I mean,
Is
I
he
run
still
into people.
fishing?
I think he's around Gunnersville. I
Because
don't
I
know if
know he
he.
had like a bad accident a few years ago, right?
Yep. Yeah, he did. I don't know for sure. I don't know. I haven't been in contact with him or anything, but
I'm gonna have to go in my closet when I get upstairs because I remember I think it was 8 or 9 years ago I actually won like a Derek Remitz giveaway and I have a signed Omega Derek Remitz jersey in my closet.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so a little
Yeah.
piece of artifact for Omega Custom Tackle. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's awesome.
I'll have to see if
Yeah.
I still have it or if I packed it away somewhere and I don't know where it is. But yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, he went on a tear with that football jig there
Yeah,
for
he won his first two ever elite events.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Man. Well, I hope he's doing well and go enjoy your birthday. And sorry for keeping you so long. And man, we'll chat soon. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and everything. And
Yeah.
hopefully, sales continue to ramp up for you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody listening and appreciate everybody supporting. And if y'all have any questions or just want to shoot me a message or whatever, feel free. Omega Custom Tackle, so all the social medias, and OmegaCustomTackle.com if you want to order some. They're all on the website, ready to ship, and we try to ship out daily. So try and get them to you as quick as we can. But
Awesome.
yeah, thanks, Andy. I appreciate
Thank
it,
you,
man.
sir. We'll chat soon. All right.
All right, thank you.
You have a good one. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode here on the Lure Lab. I apologize for that tongue tie that I just experienced, but I mean, sometimes I guess I'm just not fluent in English. So it is what it is. But thanks for making it all the way through this episode. If you're new here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below if this is something that you think you would utilize in your arsenal. Let us know. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, MP3, and it allows you to leave a review, please do so. We greatly appreciate everyone who tunes in every week. And all the soft plastics we talked about, those are on Omnia. So they will be linked down below. So you can type in Serious 10 and go over there and save 10% on your order. And make sure you check out Premium Pro. I believe you're getting $45 or $40 back right now with a $50 membership. So more tackle, get discounts, money back every time you buy tackle. So make sure you check that out. But until next time, we will see you next week.